This meeting to order. Please rise for the flag salute.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All righty, thank you. Will the city recorder please call roll?
Mayor Jacola.
Present.
Councillor Conti. Here. Councillor Angleford. Councillor McLean. Here. Councillor Workman.
Here.
Councillor Savage. Councillor Steinhebel. Right up here.
No, he's not.
Right up here in the front.
Frozen.
That's not Lance.
Sorry.
Oh.
Sorry.
He's just trying to do his civic duty of being a witness to the budget committee. Were you finished with roll?
No.
I'm sorry.
Vance Caddy. Lawrence Martin.
Present.
Robert Waterhouse.
Here.
Chantel Schroeder. Here. Tom Wells. Here. Rebecca Grizzle. And Charlotte Wiebe. Here.
Thank you. I was saying this earlier. This is the one meeting that I truly enjoy because I'm able to hand something off and someone gets to run the meetings. So, are there any nominations for Budget Committee Chair?
I nominate Chantel.
So you nominated and you seconded it?
I second it. His
Okay.
mic wasn't on, so, but I'll take the second.
Turn your mic on, counselor.
Okay, motion's been named, motion to nominate Chantel Schroeder for Budget Committee Chair was made by
Councilor McLean.
Council McLean and seconded by Council Steinhebel.
Yes.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Nay.
I did the same thing.
Nice
Doesn't
try.
help though.
I think the yeses have it. And the Budget Committee Chair takes over the meeting.
Oh, gosh.
No pressure.
Well,
You'll be fine.
all the pressure in the
Great.
world.
You're right here.
Thank you. Well, are there any,
Thousands of people watching.
no
don't worry.
kidding. Are there any nominations for secretary?
I nominate Councilor McLean.
Is there a second?
You got lucky, by the way.
That means next year it's you probably.
See, this is the part that I enjoy. It really is.
Me too.
Okay, motion to nominate Mr. McLean to secretary. The budget committee secretary was made by Mr.
Councilor Workman?
Councilor Workman, thank you. And you were, did you second?
Yes.
Yes, you seconded.
Steinhebel.
Thank you, Steinhebel. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Nay.
Same boat, like it.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I can say that.
Okay,
Here, look
approval of the minutes. The June 5th, 2025 of City of Lebanon and Urban Renewal Agency Budget Committee minutes. Is there a motion?
Move to approve.
Any opposed? Okay, the motion passes unanimously. Oh my, all the power.
We go right to your head.
Okay, at this time, I will ask Finance Director Nish for the 2027 fiscal year proposed budget.
Thank you, Chair Schroeder. Let me get to the right spot here. All right, so in front of you, for those of you, ooh, that's loud. For those of you that requested a paper copy, you do have a binder in front of you with a copy of the budget. I do have two spares if anybody would like a copy to take with them. Do you want to just walk over? Otherwise, this document is available in multiple different forms. It does not like me. So it's available online. Here, I'll just talk like that.
Go away from it.
Okay, that's better. That'll work. Is it gonna work? All right. So the first form is obviously the paper copy in front of you. I do have, for those, if you're using an electronic device, we do have a PDF copy available so that you can still just have, you know, pages and numbers if that's more, better suits your fancy. But we also do have it available online. You all received a copy of the link in your email. But for anybody out in the public, or if you just want a fast way to access the document, if you just go to LebanonOregon.gov/budget, it will bring you to this kind of landing page. It has on the top of the page both budget copies. Remember that we deal with two different budgets as part of this group. The first one is obviously the citywide budget, and the second one being the Lebanon Urban Renewal Agency, which we'll go over in just a little while. But clicking on one of these links will take you to the web version of this book. It does operate in kind of a book fashion. So it'll take you here to this cover page, and then you can use these buttons down here at the bottom to flip page by page, or you have a table of contents on the left-hand side that you can access. For those of you with a paper copy in front of you, if you'll please turn to page 130. I'll put this up on the screen in front of you. So the way the book is designed, we have kind of summary information up front, right? You have your budget message, which City Manager Ron will read here in a minute. You have kind of the policies, financial policies for the organization, some demographic information, organizational structure. We get into a kind of a summary of the budget with the different funding sources throughout, and we kind of break down what those are. The expenditure summary, and their individual departments that drive this budget. And then we get to the kind of the state mandated section, which is the fund summary overview. On page 130, you're in the general fund at that point. What I wanted to highlight as you're going through this, there's a lot of information, right? So feel free to kind of peruse that. You're more than welcome to write on the documents that you have so you can keep track of questions and anything you may come across. But what I wanted to specifically highlight today is a number kind of in that first table there that's under beginning balance. So the way that this system operates and the way the state operates, I have to show you in that third column what we used for 2026 as far as what the city council adopted. And that has to remain pure as when it was adopted. But the way the system operates is it wants to put in a beginning fund balance based on real life, okay? So we manipulate the beginning fund balance in the system, tell it that it is the beginning fund balance based on what was initially budgeted. And then if there is either a change to that, whether in as far as the actual is concerned, we put that down in the beginning balance under the projected column, right? So in this case, the general fund in 2026, it was projected that it would have 3.7 million when it started the fiscal year. In reality, it had $1.6 million above that. Okay, so those are you'll want to pay attention to those as you go through the book. I just didn't want you to be confused by, the multiple places that had beginning balance. Okay, that second line is kind of an adjustment of sorts in order to make ends meet. Otherwise, I will tell you that the online version has a lot of kind of interactive features. So if you hover over some of the graphs, it gives you ample information. You can hide tables. You really have kind of carte blanche in here. In this case, it just kind of highlights things a little bit better for you if you do use the web version. In the back of the book, we do have a debt service payment by fund section, so it gives you an outline of kind of the debt service we have across the city. And that's really just more for information's sake. You'll find all the actual payments for the coming fiscal year in each of the different budget sections. So with that, you have received your budget, and I will turn it back to the chair for the next item unless there's any questions.
Seeing no questions? So Oh, there I am. Okay. So do we have a budget message from City Manager Ron Witchlatch?
Yes, I am prepared to read that. So this is the best part of this whole thing, right? Where I get to sit here verbatim and read you a budget message. We'd like to put that on the record, so bear with me while we read through this. Honorable Mayor, City Council, members of the Budget Committee, and citizens of Lebanon, I am pleased to present the fiscal year 2027 budget for the City of Lebanon. This budget is a comprehensive financial plan that aligns with the City Council's goals, while ensuring the needs of our residents and visitors are met. The total proposed appropriations for the fiscal year 2027 budget are $87,849,947. This figure does not include transfers or unappropriated ending balances. This year's budget carefully balances maintaining essential city services with keeping our finances stable. The city services fee has helped us move toward long-term sustainability, but we still have limited room to expand services. Even so, this budget reflects our commitment to using resources wisely and ensuring the city's financial health. The city's budget is a comprehensive financial plan that aligns available resources with our community service expectations and the policy direction established by the City Council. The proposed budget reflects a continued commitment to maintain core services while acknowledging the financial constraints and challenges ahead. This budget represents the second year of implementation of the city's 5-year strategic plan. Throughout the first year, the city made meaningful progress across all 5 priority areas, focusing on strengthening core services, advancing key infrastructure projects, and improving organizational effectiveness. These efforts included continued investment in transportation and utility infrastructure, enhancements to community services and public safety, and steps to improve long-term financial stability. The city also emphasized stronger communication and engagement with the community, ensuring that priorities are identified in the strategic plan are reflected in the day-to-day operations. As the city moves into the second year of the plan, the focus shifts towards building on this progress while advancing larger, more complex initiatives. This includes continued investment in infrastructure, maintaining service levels in a constrained financial environment, and implementing projects that support long-term community growth and sustainability. The fiscal year 27 budget aligns resources with these priorities and reflects the city's commitment to carrying out the strategic plan forward in a deliberate and fiscal responsible manner. For budgeting, the city uses a conservative, data-driven approach. Revenue projections and expenditure assumptions are developed using multiple data sources to reflect current conditions as accurate as possible. The city is also using a 5-year budget model projections for both the utility funds and the general funds to better respond to changing revenues and expenditures and allow time to adapt to financial conditions. This approach provides a realistic picture of the city's financial position and allows for more informed decision-making. As required by Oregon local budget law, the city's budget is balanced, meaning that projected resources equal planned expenditures. While the budget meets this requirement, it is important to recognize that the 5-year projection model indicates a structural imbalance in the general fund in future years. It will be imperative to monitor this and adjust to maintain the service levels in those future years. In December of 2024, the City Council adopted a city services fee to address the ongoing structural deficit in the general fund. This fee is expected to generate approximately $2 million annually and has allowed the city to bring the general fund into balance. Without the city services fee, the general fund would have had to rely on approximately $850,000 in in-fund balance in fiscal year 25 to support operations. In practical terms, this means that the city would have been spending more than it brought in, an approach that is not sustainable over time. Continued reliance on fund balance would have led to growing deficits and ultimately significant reductions in core business functions or the elimination of certain programs. With the adoption of the fee, the city is now better positioned to align ongoing revenues with ongoing expenditures, supporting long-term financial stability. However, it is important to note that the fee is designed to maintain current service levels within the city's core business and does not provide additional capacity to expand services as the community continues to grow. As part of the efforts to improve efficiency and clarity, the city has made a series of changes to proposed budget this year. They include discontinuing the practice of allocating water and wastewater utility costs to other funds through internal journal entries and reorganization of the engineering and planning and public works. Among the first of the changes, historically, the city has recorded utility expenses in the general fund and other funds, then recognized a portion of those expenditures back to the general fund as a franchise fee revenue. While this approach captured the cost of services and associated revenue, it created a series of internal transactions that did not change the city's overall financial position and added complexity to the budget. Beginning in fiscal year 2027, these internal entries will be eliminated. This change reduces administrative workload, simplifies accounting processes, and improves transparency of the city's financial reporting by removing circular transactions between funds. Utility funds will continue to fully account for the cost of providing water and wastewater services, and franchise fee revenues will continue to be recognized where appropriate. However, these costs will no longer be allocated across funds through journal entries. Secondly, there has been an organizational change within the engineering, planning, and public works departments. Beginning in November of 2025, the engineering function was split between the Development Services Department, this was formerly known as the Community Development Department, and the Public Works Department. Development Services now includes planning, building, and development services under a single department director, creating efficiencies as these functions work closely together. Public Works now oversees the capital projects engineering, aligning functions that collaborate regularly on infrastructure projects and improving coordination and project delivery. Over the past year, staff has monitored departmental operations, identified efficiencies, and evaluate where prior reductions have created operational challenges, including inefficiencies and service backlogs. In some cases, reductions made in 2024 have impacted service delivery. One example is the finance department, where elimination of a position reduced capacity. This proposed budget includes restoring the finance manager position as a strategic investment to improve efficiency, address workload demands, and maintain effective financial operations. Additionally, the Lynx Transit System has experienced significant growth in ridership in the past several years. Operational responsibility for the system has remained with the Senior Services Lynx Transit Director without a dedicated transit manager position, creating capacity challenges as the demand has increased. The proposed budget includes the addition of a transit manager position to support day-to-day operations and improve overall system management under the direction of the Senior Services Lynx Director. This position will be fully funded through state and federal transit grant programs. While these positions are included in the proposed budget, it is important to recognize that city departments continue to operate with lean staffing levels. This creates challenges in maintaining efficiency and makes it difficult and in some cases unsustainable to take on new programs or expand service levels without additional staffing resources. City is continuing to invest in infrastructure. Major capital projects planned or underway include Grant and Sherman Street improvements, Airport Road and 12th Street traffic signal project, Cheetah Lake Park improvements, wastewater treatment plant biosolids project, the North 5th Street reconstruction, and several small sewer and water line replacement projects. This budget also reflects the final year of payments to pay off and close the Northwest Urban Renewal District. Closure of this district will increase the revenue to the city's general fund, which has been accounted for, by the way, in the 5-year projection model, and to other agencies that rely on the property tax funding. In looking ahead, the city's financial outlook has improved from prior years, with progress made toward addressing the structural imbalance in the general fund. However, projected deficits remain, including a planned deficit of approximately $409,933 in fiscal year 2027, and additional operating deficits in 2030 and 2031. These projections highlight the need for continued monitoring and disciplined financial management. Efforts will continue to focus on identifying cost savings through organizational restructuring and use of technology while maintaining service levels within the city's core business. At the same time, the city of Lebanon continues to experience growth through residential and commercial development, and staff remains engaged in economic developments to support stronger and more sustainable revenue base. Long-term projections indicate the financial pressures will continue, driven largely by increasing personnel and retirement costs. Addressing these challenges will require a combination of expenditure management, strategic investments, and continued evaluation of service delivery models. In addition to the general fund considerations, the city faces several significant infrastructure and operational issues. Limited funding is available for street maintenance and repair, and state support for street work is decreasing. While funding for the first phase of the wastewater treatment plant upgrades is moving forward, the master plan identifies approximately $95 million in capital investment over the next 20 years. Additional rate increases to support capital construction will likely be necessary in coming years to meet regulatory requirements. Increased water treatment challenges and costs associated with the turbidity in the South Santiam River. City has filed a tort claim against the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers regarding the drawdown and the impact on our treatment system, and reduced eligibility for certain grant programs following the city surpassing a population of 20,000. Given these constraints, securing external funding and grants will become increasingly important. However, these opportunities are highly competitive and often come with complex requirements, including detailed tracking and reporting, regulatory compliance, and additional administrative and legal costs. Meeting these requirements requires significant staff time and resources, which can be difficult to accommodate within the existing capacity. City of Lebanon continues to evaluate opportunities to identify cost savings within the organization while maintaining a strong focus on financial sustainability. While challenges remain, the proposed budget demonstrates that the city is on a solid position moving forward. The city continues to see growth, which provides opportunities to strengthen the local economy and increase long-term revenues. At the same time, it will be important to remain disciplined in how we budget and deliver service to ensure that core services can be maintained. This is a balanced budget that reflects the City Council's priorities, including investment in critical infrastructure, continued progress towards reopening the municipal jail, and the ability to maintain existing service levels. The preparation of this budget is a result of a collaborative effort across all city departments. I'd like to thank our finance director, Brandon Nish, and the entire director team for their efforts in developing this year's budget. With that, I respectfully submit the fiscal year 2026-2027 proposed budget for your consideration. And hopefully I don't ever have to talk again.
Thank you, Ron.
You have to do another one for the urban thing. Can you just say ditto or?
I'd like to.
So adjourn as the City of Lebanon Budget Committee and convene as the Urban Renewal Agency Budget Committee. Okay, so Brandon Nish of the Finance Director will present the 2027 fiscal year budget.
For those of you with a printed copy in front of you, the back of the book, there's a blue piece of paper. That is your divider to then what leads into the world of the Lebanon Urban Renewal Agency. As a reminder, these are two separate budgets. You will not find any of these numbers in the budget that precedes it for the city budget. We do have to go through both. Someday, hopefully, we will not have the Lebanon Urban Renewal Agency, and we won't have to duplicate all this fun stuff. But it is a significantly smaller book. It's intended to be, right? There's still important information in there. It operates the same way, though. Everything is balanced and budgeted according to projects or debt service being paid. And as before, if you have any questions throughout this, feel free to reach out to me or Ron.
Okay. So the fiscal year 2026-27 Lebanon Urban Renewal Agency budget, Ron Whitlatch, City Manager. Do you have a budget message?
Yes, I do. Thank you. This one's about 15 pages longer than the last one. So, no, much shorter. Honorable Mayor, City Council, members of the Budget Committee, and citizens of Lebanon, I'm pleased to present the fiscal year 2027 budget for the Lebanon Urban Renewal Agency. This budget reflects the agency's continued commitment to strategic investment, disciplined financial management, and timely return of property tax value to the city and other taxing districts. The Lebanon Urban Renewal Agency exists to facilitate targeted investment areas of the community that would not otherwise see development at the same pace or scale. Through the use of tax increment financing, the agency has supported infrastructure improvements, redevelopment projects, and economic activity that have increased SS value within the district over time. As these investments mature, the agency's focus has shifted from development to stewardship, managing resources, responsibility, reducing outstanding debt, and positioning districts for closure. This transition reflects a broader commitment to ensuring that long-term benefits of urban renewal are returned to the community and its partnering taxing districts as efficiently as possible. Over the past few years, the agency has taken a deliberate approach to accelerating debt repayment across its districts. This strategy reduces long-term interest costs and allows property tax revenues to return to general tax rolls sooner, benefiting public safety, schools, and other local jurisdictions. In fiscal year 2027, the agency will take a significant step towards closing its districts by reducing the assessed value used for tax increment financing. The Northwest Urban Renewal District will see a 78% reduction, while the Downtown Urban Renewal District will be reduced to zero. These actions are expected to return more than $1 million in property tax revenue to local taxing districts. The agency anticipates closing both the Northwest Urban Renewal District and the Downtown Urban Renewal District at the conclusion of the fiscal year. These closures represent a significant milestone as the assessed value growth generated within these areas will once again be fully available to overlapping taxing districts. This outcome reflects the success of prior investments and the agency's commitment to timely completion of its work. While some districts are approaching closure, others remain active and continue to advance key projects. Within the North Gateway Urban Renewal District, infrastructure and development projects are moving forward, supporting long-term economic growth and expanding the city's tax base. These efforts are focused on creating conditions for private investment, job creation, and sustained increase in assessed value. Other districts are in varying stages of completion, with resources being managed carefully to meet remaining obligations while avoiding unnecessary accumulation of fund balance. As the agency moves forward, the primary focus will be on maximizing the value created within each district and returning the value to the tax rolls as efficiently as possible. Urban renewal is, by design, a temporary tool. The agency remains committed to using it responsibly, supporting the development where needed, minimizing debt, and concluding districts once their intended purpose has been achieved. This approach recognizes the revenues generated within the urban renewal districts represents resources that would otherwise support the operations of the city and its partnering agencies. Returning those revenues to the broader tax base strengthens the financial capacity of all jurisdictions and supports long-term community stability. The fiscal year 2027 budget reflects a transition point for the Lebanon Urban Renewal Agency, with key districts nearing closure and others continuing to support targeted development. The agency is well positioned to complete its work in a manner that is both fiscally responsible and aligned with community goals. The agency will continue to manage its resources carefully, reduce outstanding obligations, and focus on delivering lasting value to the community.
Thank you. I'd like to adjourn as the Urban Renewal Agency Budget Committee and reconvene as the City of Lebanon Budget Committee. Mr. Nish?
Thank you, Chair. So we need to schedule our next meetings. So you've received your budget documents. You've got at least 2 weeks, potentially more, depending on what this committee would like to do as far as scheduling is concerned. In an email that I sent out to you, we kind of gave you some guardrails, I guess, as far as when those meetings could occur. So certainly the week of May 3rd is an option. And we'll have to kind of play with budget this meeting room calendar and other people's competing priorities. So we'll see where that lands us. We could also look at May 14th and May 15th. There is a council meeting on May 13th. So for at least some in the room, that may be a lot in a week, but those are certainly options as well. And then the week of May 18th is available as well. So kind of want to toss it out there, see what folks want to do. We are recommending 2 full meetings. We're going to try and spread out some of the information so one meeting doesn't go longer than another. But want to make sure that you receive all the good information from our departments and get all your questions answered for what's in the book. So with that, I'll kick it over to the committee and see kind of what interest or where calendars might lie.
I like the 14th and 15th thing, but I'm pretty open, obviously. Recently retired.
I personally struggle with the 15th, but I am more open the 4th, 5th. I can do the 14th. And the followings I can do as well.
The 14th might be difficult because I guess the school district has a meeting in here that day. So they start at 5. So we could, if we were in here and guaranteed to be out before 5, which I think we could do, then that would potentially work. I'd have to confirm.
I'm fine with any date, 14th. What was the other one?
18th, the week of the 18th or the 4th and 5th of
Yeah,
May.
I'm good with all of them.
I'm good with any of them.
Yeah, me too.
I can also do any of those dates.
Me as well, flexible.
See what Rebecca said.
So are we talking early, the week of the 4th, 5th, early in the week?
Oh, I could only do the 4th. My bad. Can't do the 5th.
Well, I'm going to be out of town. I could Zoom attend that week. The next week, the 14th and 15th, I'm not available either by Zoom or physically. And the week of the 18th is wide open for me.
Okay, so at this point, I'd recommend we ditch the 14th, 15th. It seems like there's plenty that wouldn't be able to attend. So we'll stick at this point with the week of May 3rd or the week of May 18th for sessions. And they can be split up, right? If you want to meet one week and then meet another time the second week, that's okay too. They don't necessarily have to be back to back. It's entirely up to you.
I'm good with either the 4th or the 18th week.
I'm out from the 5th for the remainder of that week. I thought we were only talking about May 4th as that meeting.
Sounds like the 18th week has no conflict, unless I'm missing something.
Yeah, the only other input I got was from Miss Grizzle, who was unable to join us today. She is
Doesn't really count that much. Just kidding.
I didn't say it.
I want her to hear
She's
that.
taking off on May 21st out of town. So as long as we try to avoid that, she could be here.
Is the 18th a Monday?
Yeah.
Is that the week of?
The 18th is a Monday. Yes.
So any of the days in that week are fine with me.
Here.
And probably best to do them both back to back in my
You didn't want to
opinion.
meet on Sunday?
Okay. That's the Sabbath.
My only conflict is Tuesday morning. My daughter has an appointment. So the 18th and 20th, I would be available.
The 18th and the 20th would be best for me, too.
All right, 1820.
These are noon to 5, right? Or noon
Well,
to
that's up to
whatever?
you too. You can do day meeting, noon meetings, or you can do 5 or 6 p.m. meetings. That's up to you.
I would vote for during the day.
Agree.
Good with me.
That seems like that's a consensus. So
There-
the 18th at noon and the 20th at noon?
Brandon,
Yeah, that should work, yes.
there is a Parks Tree and Trail on the 20th, but we could maybe find another room for them at 2 o'clock. It's on my calendar. They may have canceled it.
This month's got canceled, so.
We're going to tentatively do the 20th then, and I will have to follow up on the Parks, Trees, and Trails Committee. What time do they meet?
2 o'clock usually.
2 o'clock, but I do see it's not on their calendar,
Okay.
but it is on mine.
All right, so tentatively the 18th and 20th at noon for everybody?
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, there we go.
Okay, this meeting is adjourned at 1:34 PM.
All right, good job.
Good job.
Way to put me on the spot, counselor.
Yeah, it was quick.
Happens